Oh my god, it's me again! Hello, and welcome to the next part of this experimental series of what the fuck is Aqua Ground? Holy shit, excellent. It's excellent. Maybe, who knows. So last time we tested cardboard. The test before that was paper. Now we're going to wood. I know this is pressed and glued together MDF, I believe. I do not know, but this is basically wood. You have a wood grain, you have a texture, you have wood. Those are coasters I bought a long time ago to paint on. The stream where I painted them is still online, and yeah, this is going to be interesting, especially because, like I said last time, we are going to mix it up. We are going to test Aqua Ground with this clear gesso, and like always, I know it's a bit dark because it's dark outside. Let's cozy up and prime those beautiful coasters with beautiful ground, maybe clear gesso or Aqua Ground. And let's see, whatever there's going to happen will happen. So, guys, we live in a society. Oh, this is insane. Excuse me. I baked the cake. No. I baked the monster. 90% heavy whipped cream and chocolate. I'm totally fine. I just ate too much of the cake and now, well, you know how it is. So, let's talk a bit about the results. You do not see anything. Yeah, this is an interesting thing. So, before we start, I have to say one thing. Normally, if you work with wood, you probably should seal it first before using it. But this was a test to find out if the ground also seals it. The answer is no. You can see that probably, well, yeah, that angle is perfect. It's rough. The wood is standing up. You would have to sand it to make it smooth again. I'm not doing that because we do want to compare those two. This is the Aqua Ground. I put on 3 layers, and this is the gesso, transparent gesso. Clear gesso from Liquitex. One layer. You can feel the roughness, but it is also the roughness of the gesso. So besides the parts up here, I would say it sealed it in a bit better. Also, I got a splinter right now because I'm stupid. Well, yeah. Next step will be finding out what to paint. Right now I do not have any ideas besides the fact that it has to do something. It has something to do with carrots. Because that is the center point of my Aqua Ground series. Carrots! Guys, carrots! Carrots are important for your health. Also like to eat them. They're tasty. Yeah. Something that is also interesting is I don't know if this tile was darker before, but if not, basically the gesso turned it into a more dark color. Like it is always wet, because wet wood is darker than dry wood. Yeah. Let's see how this is going to end. You will now see what I'm painting. I personally am just sitting here, I'm thinking about if I ever eat something sweet again, because I need to conceal my fullness. Whew. So let's go. Let's jump right into the fancy part. See ya. And welcome back to the end result. We finished the reveal, the stuff that you see after everything is done. Let's start with the gesso. You see first time that this is shiny. It's the binder, and created an interesting thing. Though if you just look at it from above without staring at any details, it's quite interesting. You probably saw me washing this a lot to try to test out if there's any point in the drawing process where it's bleeding, and it is bleeding, or better to say it was bleeding in this area, and you see out here, but that was after I used a lot of water, and even the first steps where there was a lot of water, there was no loss of control whatsoever. Also, you saw the intentional bleeding here, which is absolutely amazing. Sadly, the green is too dark to see it now, but I really love the dynamic bleeding, but still the sharp lines you get. One thing that is different from the other grounds at this point is, I don't know if you see it in the recording, but there are brush strokes down here. I didn't brush it out correctly, but as far as I can see, this is the only place where I did that mistake. It's a bit prominent, so yeah, you can definitely see it. Another thing I kind of found fascinating is that it was really hard to get rid of those bleeding parts. I tried to get rid with the turquoise. It didn't work really well. So getting rid of those bleeding parts is, like you see here, extremely hard. But that's to expect it because the surface is extremely rough. The Kevlar effect will probably stop anything from reactivating, especially with the wood structure that is also standing up on some areas like here and definitely here, and you see some darker parts of the wood that were definitely standing up and got pushed down with a bit of aggression when I painted this. Overall, I will try to varnish this. I still don't know with what, because every varnish I own is kind of water based. I mean, I could try the matte varnish. Yeah, but it's also water based. Could be interesting. I think I will use a spray first and then varnish it on top. But that is nothing for this video. The second it's bent a little bit. I didn't see that. Could be the base, I don't know. Could also be the water. So that is the second one. You probably saw me struggle. I am 100% sure that at least the parts where I struggled with putting down the paint were my fault because I forgot to shake the bottle again. I know it should not be the reason, but it's the water resistant part is probably the medium without the texture part, which is binding the watercolor. You even saw it repelling the gouache, which is interesting because gouache can automatically be painted on almost every surface, so it is 100% the medium. So I do not know 100% if it's my fault, but I assume it's my fault, because those areas, I don't know, they're at these sides where the ground was pooling, and I used my finger to brush it away. But in the end it should not happen. This should not be an issue with the Aqua Ground, in my opinion. I also went on Amazon and looked at some reviews, and there were many saying that the color is repellent or was repelled, and also it even with the let it dry trick this time it didn't work. It's a bit sad because I don't know, wood is one of those things you can paint a lot of stuff on. Could be fun to do it, but in the end you still can use just white. One thing I'm also really fascinated by the way is that the gesso this time wasn't making it flat, but it's so shiny. Maybe I did use too many layers. Who knows? So yeah, in the end we have two pieces that are kind of, I don't know. It could be, I mean, okay, let's tell the truth, right? The first thing you would do with a piece of wood, you would seal it so that it does not warp, right? That the parts won't stand up and that you can just paint on, right? So the next step would basically be you prime it to seal in the wood, and then you put on the ground. I'm 100% sure that would make the intro a bit better, I don't know. But just this ground on wood, I would highly advise against, especially with, look at that. we used up this much of Aqua Ground just by testing 3 different grounds. I had used the paper 3 times, I used the cardboard that was primed 3 times, and now this one was primed 3 times. It's expensive, even for Germany. I mean, it is made in Germany, it is sold in Germany, but it even is here extremely expensive. I don't remember the price though. On the other hand, you can get gesso everywhere. I know that probably the white and black one aren't that good for watercolor, but I'm 100% sure that you could just use gesso in the end. Maybe buy the transparent, I don't know. But like I said, for this part, for the wood, seal it first. This is intense, especially the warping. I mean, you can always use the trick like I did with the cardboard, just paint the background so it would warp back again in the other direction, like you do with watercolor paper. If you use heavy washes, just wet both sides and the curling will disappear. So yeah, the next step, I don't know. Like I always say, I do not know if this is going to be a weekly series or a monthly series. I have a long list of still stuff I want to test out, and if they are working out or if they're not, we will see. Thank you very much for watching. Make yourself the best day you ever had. Have fun, happy weekend, enjoy your holidays, whatsoever, and I see you next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.